Hi Dev, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. All good, all good. Have you done the homework?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Good. So I think we will be doing some questions on gradient vector.
Yeah.
Gradient vector and okay. So we understood about the gradient vector, properties of gradient vector, right? Cool. So we'll
Yes.
learn about some real life example of the gradient vector today, right? And we'll extend our topic to
Yes.
the tangent plane, about tangent plane and tangent line. Okay, and where this gradient
Okay.
vector actually lies. So where this gradient vector lie? We,
Okay.
we already discussed something like I have shown gradient vector somewhere, but where it actually lies, do you have idea? So think little bit. What is gradient vector? First of all,
Uh,
what is
come
gradient vector?
Gradient vector is like it's, it's when you multiply. It's a part of the directional derivative
Yes, means the
of
vector whose
this thing.
yeah, the vector whose components are the directional derivative, partial derivative. What you are saying? Partial derivative.
Yeah. 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 Partial derivative. Partial.
So,
So
so we'll be extending that
no.
topic basically, and we'll find out the equation of tangent
Yeah.
plane based on that concept. Okay, please call Manu. Any doubt? Any doubt? You were thinking.
Manav,
Yeah.
any doubt with the homework or
No,
in
no.
general?
You are thinking like we discussed something, no? So I think you are remembering something. So any doubt? Do you agree with that? That
No, when you said the direction, you asked me that question. I remembered the whole the cost part. So like in the like if to find the components, right, which is in the
hmm. For
direction of
directional
this.
derivative, we find gradient vector and unit vector. So I'm asking the gradient vector just. The
Yeah,
gradient vector is basically the vector whose components are the partial derivative, isn't it?
right. Yeah.
Okay. So just let me share my screen. Hi Mano, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are
Hi.
you?
Hi, Devar. I'm
How
good,
are
sir.
you?
So let me share my screen. Have you done the homework, Mano?
Yeah, these four questions, right?
Yes, yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you want me to go through these questions with the answers?
Can we, as in we have done these concepts before, right? Can I just say out the answers?
Yeah, yeah. Even I write the answer. You can you both
Yeah.
can cross check.
Cross check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
Minus for first one,
yeah let for,
minus 2 by 25, comma, minus
yes
4 by
yes
25.
yes minus 2 by 25 I cap plus minus 4 by 25 j cap.
Minus 4 by 25, J cap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I put
Next
it
one,
in.
the next
I
one
put
is,
it in the.
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
didn't
Any form is fine, right?
yeah, you didn't apply bracket, right, Deva?
Sorry.
You didn't apply bracket, na? What you are saying? You must have.
No, no, no. I wrote it in the in the form of the
Oh,
the
oh,
in
oh,
the
oh,
bracket
oh,
one,
oh.
the direction. Yeah.
Like this, like this. like this.
Yeah, like that.
Ah,
Like, yeah.
I love this form of the vector representation. Very simple.
Mhm.
Right? Now second is
14 by 5.
14 by 5 or 15.
5.
No. So I got a different answer.
What?
Wait, let me check.
And even I got different 14 by 15. So all three got
I
different.
got, I got 7 into, I got 7 into root 3 by 15.
7 into
One
root
second.
3 by. Yeah,
Can we look at the question first? The
yeah.
question was x squared plus y squared plus the equation is x squared plus y squared plus 1, right?
Yes. The function is f of x comma y.
Right? 1 comma
Yeah,
1
yeah. X square plus y square plus 1
Yeah.
raised to half
plus 1
at point
raised
1
to
comma
half.
1. Yeah.
Okay, wait. No. I didn't see the raised to half. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still, Dev, did you?
Give me one. I'll solve in 2 minutes.
Okay. Dev, you also
But
solve
sir,
because your answer is
if you
also
look at,
wrong. Yeah.
but sir, there has to be a root 3 in it. Because if you see
Hmm.
x square plus y square plus 1
Hmm.
will give you 3. And that 3 will come in a root when you do the partial. So I don't know how you didn't get a root 3. Meaning,
Okay. So the partial is basically x by root. So 1113 root 3.
Yeah. You
Yes,
have to get
yes,
a root
yes.
3.
Yeah, root
so
3.
you have to get a root.
Yeah, definitely. X.
Come on.
Yeah.
Root 3 by this. So it becomes 7 root 3 by
Okay,
15.
okay.
It becomes 7 root 3 by 15. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, you right. My bad because see, I had given you this point, right? But while plugging the points,
Hmm.
I plugged 2 comma 2. So that was mistake from.
Acha.
Hmm. So that gave me 8 4 plus 4 8 plus 1 3 means 9. Root of 9 is 3. So that was mistake. So obviously the Deva's answer is right. The answer is basically
Yeah.
1 by root 3 1 by root
7 root
3
3 by
3
15.
by 5 root 3 4 by 5 root 3 so 4 7 by 5 root 3, right? What did you say, Deva? 7 by 5 root 3.
Hmm.
So 7 root 3
7 root
upon
3 by 15.
50. Yeah,
By 15.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is right one.
Yeah.
This is right. Let me have substituted something else. Correct that also. Now, is it done, Mano, from your
Third
side?
one.
Okay.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I
Okay.
got that long ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Third
So
one.
third one
Minus 7
is
root 13 by 13.
awesome. So the answer is minus
Minus
7 root 13 by
3. I got,
13.
so instead of the 3, I got a 7. I don't know why. I'm checking.
Minus 7 root 13 by what did you get?
13.
So
What?
instead of the 7, I got the same answer, but instead of a 7, I got a 3.
So check out your mistake. It is supposed to be minus 7 only.
It is minus 3 minus 4, na, Devarsh?
Yeah,
It is
minus 7.
minus 3 minus 4.
Just check it out quickly.
Huh? Oh.
When you take
Okay,
the dot product,
maybe I wrote the question wrong. Let me check.
yeah. When you take the dot product with 1 comma minus 2, you'll get minus 3 minus
See,
4.
the question is f of x comma y is equal to x e raised to minus y, and at p is 2 comma 0, and the direction vector is basically from 2 comma 0 to minus 1 2. Okay, this is the direction, and
Two.
the point is 2 comma 0. This is the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So please check it out.
But so what I'm saying is, won't what is the direction? You have to subtract the p and the q. You'll get minus three and two, right? Minus three
Yes,
comma two.
yes,
What's the
minus,
direction?
yeah, minus 3 comma 2. The vector minus 3 comma 2 is the direction. Okay, that is, like this, minus
Okay.
3 comma 2, and you will find out the unit vector along that direction. That is v bar upon small.
Oh, so I found my mistake.
You didn't find unit vector.
I no, no, I did all that. What happened is I did the partial derivative of the fy little wrong, and I put a y outside also. So then it became zero, and that whole part
Mhm.
didn't get calculated. Yeah, yeah,
Now fourth one is
yeah.
1/6.
1/6.
1/6. Yeah,
1/6. I don't have numbers. Yeah, 1/6. Perfect.
1 by
Yeah, yeah, 1/6. So we'll be doing some questions. One question on this, and then we'll move to next topic. Right? Then we'll move to next topic. Just a second. Let me write the question. Just a second. So the question is, write down. Find the direction in which find the direction in which f of x comma y is equal to x square upon 2 plus y square upon 2. hmm, A increases most rapidly at the point 1 comma 1, and B decreases most rapidly at 1 comma 1. C, what are the direction of zero change in f at 1 comma 1? Okay, so this is basically the application of what we have been doing. Even I have asked one question on this application part. It was related to some temperature question, I think, cold and hot, right?
yeah.
So we'll discuss that question also. I think we just discussed that uh, in very fast. We didn't solve that, right? We discussed that quickly in the last class.
Yeah.
So first you solve this. This is very straightforward. Then we'll move to that question.
So for this one, we have to only like write the angles, right?
Angle, no, direction is always given in vector form. Here, the direction will be
Okay,
given
okay.
in the form of vector. A part is done.
So I'm not too sure. I mean, I think I know the answer, but I'm not too sure.
Uh, y increases most rapidly. So what vector you have to find here first of all? What vector you have to find?
A,
In which direction the function
A,
changes rapidly or increases, in this case increases rapidly? In which direction?
in the direction of that this
Gradient
point,
vector.
this thing.
Gradient vector. In the direction of gradient vector,
Uh,
the
in-
function
Yeah.
increases rapidly
yeah,
and decreases in just opposite direction, minus delta f. You remember the previous concept? We should have flipped
yeah,
the page.
yeah. I
Yeah.
remember. I remember.
Okay, fine. So we have to find out the gradient vector and the minus of that gradient vector for the decreases most rapidly, and for C, what are the direction of zero change. So where the zero change means the change is
That
zero.
is normal, 90
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, orthogonal. Change is zero means orthogonal to gradient vector, right?
So once we find the gradient, which is 1 comma 1,
Gradient is 1 comma 1.
gradient vector.
See, for gradient vector, let me do this. Let me do this. I think you guys are a little bit confused
Hmm.
somewhere. So, for gradient vector, what is
That's
the
why
gradient?
I
Yeah. See, what is this?
I got 1 comma 1 minus 1 comma minus 1 for the second one.
Okay. So, the gradient vector is basically, xi. Let me write full. The definition or the gradient vector is basically fx I plus fy j. Are you with me here? Where fx is the partial
Yeah.
derivative of the function with respect to x, fy is the partial derivative with respect to y. So what is fx? Mano, what is fx?
Fx is x only, right?
Yeah. So x I cap plus fy is y is j cap, right? We'll differentiate the given
Fy j.
function with respect to x and with respect to y
Yeah.
respectively. So this is the gradient vector of the function at any point, right? At any point. So this will be restricted by plugging the point here. So the point is 1 comma 1, that gives delta del f 1 comma 1 is equal to I cap plus j cap. So this is the gradient vector basically 1 1. Do you understand this? This is the gradient vector 1 comma 1. Now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so along this direction, right? This is the direction basically. 1 comma 1 means 1 in x direction, 1 unit, right? And 1 unit in y direction. So one I cap, one j cap. So this is the point. So it will make some angle with the x-axis, that is 45 degree, right? So as Deva was saying that the direction should be with respect to angle. So that vector, if you are describing vector, that means you are describing angle also. But the angle is not need to be found here. We describe the direction by just putting up the vector, right? So this is the direction, means this is the
Yeah.
vector basic. Vector is nothing but direction. Which quantity represent direction? Vector, right? So this is the direction in which the function increases more most rapidly. Is that fine? Any doubt here?
Yeah. No.
Cool. What about you, Mano? It's fine, right?
Yeah.
So decreases most rapidly means it is in just opposite direction, right? So
Minus one comma minus one, right?
yes, yeah, minus del f basically. We'll find out minus del f at the
Yeah.
point, and that is nothing but minus 1 comma minus 1, right? So sometimes
Minus 1 comma
see
minus.
see this is obviously the direction, no doubt about this. This is obviously the direction, but see the direction. Let me write one important line. The direction must be described in unit vector. The direction must be described in unit vector. Okay. So we have to find out unit vector along this vector. We have to find out unit vector along this del f. So what is unit vector along this? That would be the direction basically. Okay. Obviously this is also right, but like in this course we have to describe the direction in terms of unit vector, right? So what is unit vector here? Along this vector along del f, that is
One by one by root two. One by root two.
right 1 by root 2 1 1 1, or you can say 1 by root 2 I cap plus 1 by root 2 j cap, right? Is that fine?
Yeah.
So similarly the
Yeah.
direction along this vector is basically what? 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 I cap minus 1 by root 2 j cap. Fine. So we always describe the direction in terms
Hmm.
of unit vector. Okay. Now look at the question number C here. That's important. So if suppose this is del f. This is del f, right? At the point, and in opposite direction, this is minus del f. Okay, this is minus del f. Are you with me here?
Yeah.
So we have to find out these two lines, the direction of these two lines. These are orthogonal or perpendicular to del f, right? So there the change is zero. The change is zero because we already discussed that the dot product is zero, right? The dot product is zero with the directional vector, right? So the change is zero here. So these are two direction in which the change is zero, right? So what are these two vector? How would you represent these two vector?
Yeah.
How would you represent, at least how would you represent this vector? If suppose del f is 1 by root 2 upon 1 by root 2, okay, a unit vector along del f is 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2. How would you represent the perpendicular vector? Their dot product must be 0. right? Their dot product must be 0, isn't it?
Hmm.
So for to get the dot product 0, we
Yeah. Yeah.
simply, we simply change the sign of one of the component. Now if you take the dot product with u bar or u cap here, you will definitely get 0, isn't it? See here, if you take dot product with this,
Yeah.
with the unit vector along del f, you will get 0. Are you getting this? Minus 1 by root 1 by 2 plus 1 by
Yeah.
2, that is going to be
Yeah.
0. So obviously the direction vector no change along no change is basically you have to just change the sign of one of the component. So either this, or you can make minus of that unit vector, which can be written as 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2. This will also give you, you know dot product 0, because this is just opposite direction of, you know this unit vector. So I mentioned the notations here. See, n cap is along the above line, and minus n cap is just opposite of that. So by putting minus n, you can get the opposite direction. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So now let's move to the. Okay, let me show you the diagram of this. Okay, how would you represent this, and how it look like? Mm, okay, it's okay. It's fine.
Sir, 1 second. I'll just get a glass of water.
Okay. So meanwhile, let me draw that then, because that is important to understand the figure properly. See, this is J C. Okay. Deva, meanwhile, you can draw this.
Yeah.
So this is the illustration of the previous example. Okay. See, this is important because we have to extend our topic to find out the equation of tangent plane and tangent line. So everything you can see in this diagram, basically. Done? Drawn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll be asking some question here based on this diagram. Can you see the level curve? Can you see the level
Yeah.
curve? Where is that?
Yeah. That's the green colored line.
Perfect.
Below the face, right? Below the
Below
cornea.
the lid. Yeah. Right? The level curve is drawn.
Yeah.
What is level curve basically? Can you
Yeah.
define level curve?
The value of z will be equal throughout that line.
Yeah, but basically the level curve is obtained when you cut
Constant altitude.
when when we cut the object with the
Intersect the plane,
horizontal
like the
plane.
shape we have with the plane. Yeah.
Yeah, when we cut the
Hmm.
object
Yeah.
with horizontal plane, we get the level curve, right? Okay. Can you see?
And it's along the along the dependent variable.
Yeah. So where
So in
where
this case, it's
where
tangent.
gradient vector is drawn on this? Where gradient vector is drawn? In which plane? That is the question basically. Where the gradient vector is drawn. Can you see the gradient vector here? Hmm?
Hmm. Yeah.
Where is gradient vector drawn? In which plane it is drawn?
Both those black lines are gradient vectors only, right?
No,
Meaning all of the points actually.
hmm? See, the gradient vector is this. I have drawn gradient vector in xy plane, and that is this. Can you see that? The red line,
Hmm.
right? So that is the gradient vector. Are you with me? Are you sure? That is the gradient vector,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
The opposite of gradient vector. See, in last session also we discussed that gradient vector drawn in the xy plane, which is one dimensional less than the object, which is one dimension less than the function, right? If the function is three dimensional, the gradient vector will be of
Yeah.
two dimensional, right? So the gradient vector is drawn on xy plane. If it is two dimensional, the gradient vector is drawn on xy plane, right? Now understand properly everything. All are important because we are jumping into some other topic from this. So the gradient vector is drawn into in xy plane, and you can see that the gradient vector is there, del f. It is represented by del f. Okay, see, I have drawn the projection of the point, the projection of the point 1 comma 1 comma 1 on xy plane. Can you see that? The projection of the point is basically 1 comma 1, right? So the gradient vector is drawn in xy plane,
Yeah.
and the opposite of gradient vector is also drawn.
Oh,
Hmm? The opposite
I
of
got
gradient
it. Yeah.
vector is also drawn, which is just in opposite direction. Okay, fine. And what is the direction where the change is zero? That is perpendicular vector drawn on del f.
It's
Yeah, that is in xy plane,
yeah.
right? Now my question is, I think you got everything
Yep.
right. Now my question is, where exactly del f? The question again I'm raising, that where exactly del f, gradient vector. See, we are at the point 1 comma 1 comma 1. We are at the point. Understand the question properly. Understand the question. Then only you can answer. Understand the. Let me define question properly. Okay. See, we are at the point 1 comma 1 comma 1. We are finding something, the gradient vector obviously, at 1 comma 1 comma 1, right? Which is there on the surface, which is there on the surface of the object, right? So gradient vector must be somewhere there at the point, because we are basically finding the gradient vector at that point. So what is the exact change, or change is basically gradient vector, where that gradient vector lies exactly? Did you understand my question? Or if I simply ask you what these two vectors are?
I don't understand.
Okay, okay. If I simply ask you what these two vectors are, see, we are figuring out gradient vector at 1 comma 1 comma 1 at that point on the level curve, right? All are the projection given in xy plane. All are the projection of that in xy plane that I have shown, right? In xy plane. So the the gradient vector must be at the point 1 comma 1 comma 1, or it must be on the surface of that on the surface at that point, right? Hmm? Okay, think in this way. If you
Hmm.
are climbing on mountain, right? So where we discuss the steepest point or the flat surface, where we all these things are discussed on the xy plane on earth, or it is discussed on the some point on the mountain.
On the XY plane.
No, no, that what when
On the
where steepest, the surface is steepest or
On the
surface is,
XY plane.
no, 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 understand properly. See, to simplify the
oh,
concept,
that way. Okay, no, no.
see, in previous session, see, to simplify,
On the mountain.
yeah, obviously, see, to simplify everything, I am going one step, you know, forward. Basically, what we have to discuss, the gradient vector is somewhere on the surface of the mountain. It is not on the earth. Are you getting this? First, understand this properly, because the gradient
Yeah.
vector represent the how steeper your surface is, isn't it? That is what the gradient vector is. So the steepest
Yeah.
or flat surface or the property of the surface is discussed on the surface. It is not discussed on xy plane. It is not discussed on earth surface. It is discussed on the mountain, any point on the mountain, isn't it? So we experience the steeper nature or flat nature on the surface of the mountain, isn't it? So that must be discussed. This gradient vector must be discussed on that point. So here in this diagram, if you look at that, so I have represented del f and minus del f, which are the projection of the actual del f and minus del f in xy plane. Are you getting this? Think little bit. Are you getting this? Or can you think what these two
Yeah.
vectors are? What these two vectors are, which I have colored with red. What these two vectors are? Okay, I have drawn one tangent. What is the which vector represent the tangent to the level curve?
The horizontal one.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
Slant one.
the
yes.
the
This one.
Okay,
yeah.
Obviously, this one.
I just named this the line L. Okay, so that line
The,
represent the tangent to the level curve, isn't it? Tangent to the level curve at point 1 comma 1 comma 1, right? So this the
Yeah.
other line is basically your del f. Understand properly, is basically your del f, which is perpendicular to the tangent line to the curve. That is the whole idea.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then how we can represent?
So when you mean the del F,
Yeah,
what do
then
you mean by del F as in like the small change in F? Huh?
yes, yeah, del f is
Okay.
the change in f, rapid change in f. So that is basically the perpendicular line,
Right.
right? So see, I have drawn the projection to represent the del f, to represent the gradient vector. I have drawn the projection of that line on xy plane. Basically, we will
Yeah.
experience the steepest nature or the flat nature on the surface of the mountain, on the surface of the object. Okay, so it is along the level curve. The basically it is along the level curve. We have defined one point on the level curve, and we have drawn a tangent line. We have drawn a tangent line to that level curve at that point. And now understand one thing here, that this is the object surface. It's not visible. Yeah, it's visible. So this is the surface of the object, right? This is the surface of the object. So at this point, if I draw the tangent line, right? If I draw the tangent line here, this is the tangent line. So our gradient vector is perpendicular to this. This is our gradient vector, and this is the minus del f. This is what the whole idea is. Now I have represented del f, the gradient vector, in xy plane. So when we can say the vectors are equal, when their direction are equal, right? When their direction and magnitude are equal. So I have
Yeah.
simply projected that del f. I have simply projected that del f. Let me write that this is del f. This is minus del f. I have simply projected that del f on xy plane. Okay, because gradient vector is one dimension less than the given object.
One dimension.
Right.
Okay, so
But one thing, sir, if Why does the del f?
Yeah,
Oh, so del f is the direction, the gradient vector.
yeah, gradient vector.
Oh, I was thinking del f, when you said del f, you meant a change in f.
No, it's a gradient vector. Change in f is scalar quantity. Now you are messed up everything. The see change in f is scalar quantity. Gradient vector
No,
is a
so
vector quantity. That the notation is del f x comma y.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Del f x comma y. Gradient
Yeah.
vector. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing this in detail properly right now. I'll give you some writing. But the idea was, see,
Hmm.
so far we have discussed the gradient vector on xy plane. It was not clear where exactly del f. See, no, even you didn't ask me because I said the gradient vector is an xy plane. You said that okay, yeah, fine. Because there at that time I was defining gradient vector as one dimensional less than the dimension of the object, right? So obviously when I define one dimension less, it is in xy plane then. So see,
XY, yeah.
let me show the previous topic. See here. Then I have drawn this object. I have took one point and I simply take the projection of that point in xy plane and I have drawn del f. I didn't confuse you at that point, right? I should have drawn the del f, or I should have explained del f is along this, right? Perpendicular vector on this curve, right? Like now what I'm explaining you. So basically,
Hmm.
because it will be confusing at that time, you have to learn one topic at a time. Otherwise, you'll confuse badly, right?
Hmm.
So in this diagram now you can see that
Hmm.
prop the position of del. Where is Mano?
Yeah, he just disappeared.
Hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize that you went off. I kept speaking.
I just went. No,
Oh,
no, I just went off.
okay. So the del f is basically the vector, you know, parallel vector on the object. Understand that? Okay. Now let's some write-ups on this so that you can definitely understand the whole topic, the whole idea of this. Okay. Did you understand this diagram properly? Okay. Write down. So it will come under the topic tangent plane and normal lines. Tangent plane and normal lines. Okay. What is tangent plane and normal line? Where's my object?
So I'm guessing a tangent plane is the plane which will contain all the tangents to that three-dimensional object at a point.
Perfect. Perfect. So like if this is the object, if this is the object, can you see that? Yeah. If this is the object, what is the tangent plane? The tangent plane at any point on the surface is basically this. Right? This is tangent plane. So it covers all the tangents as Deva
Yeah.
said. It covers it include all the tangents drawn on this surface at the point. Right? So basically that define the tangent plane. What is normal line? What is normal line?
It's the
One line
lines
is
that
normal
are
line.
perpendicular to the tangent plane.
Yeah, perfect. So more precisely you can understand this way. The line drawn perpendicular to the tangent, okay, tangent to the level curve at any point. Did you understand this? The line
Hmm.
drawn perpendicular to the tangent,
Yes, sir.
okay, at level curve at any point. Okay, so write down this
Hmm.
to find a tangent plane to a surface at a point. Okay, what we required to find a tangent plane, Mano will answer it. To find a tangent plane or to find a equation of a plane, what we required?
Point on the plane,
Yes,
normal to the plane.
yes. So we require normal, right? So this is the whole topic is based on. We have to find out the tangent plane to a surface at a point. Now I'm giving you few. See, in two-dimensional figure, you have this curve, and we draw the tangent line, right? This is called tangent line. Now, what we are discussing, tangent plane. So obviously, we need what we need. We need a surface. Hmm? We need a surface. So this is xy plane. This is z. So at any point, like on this surface at P, so I can draw the tangent plane. Let's say the tangent plane is not sure, but just understand that is the tangent plane. Okay, drawn on the surface at point P. Okay, so this is called as tangent plane. So we are going to find out the equation of this plane basically. Hmm? So we want normal vector, right? So we'll see that later. Okay. Now draw the another diagram. How to find out the normal vector? What is the idea of normal vector here? If suppose this is the surface, this is the surface of f of x comma y. Okay. Now, as I said, we have to draw the level curve, right? We have to draw the level curve. So, see, how would you define the normal line to this point here in this diagram? How would you define the normal line to this point? So, for that, we have to draw the level curve, right? And the level curve is obtained when we cut the object horizontally, right? So, when we cut the object horizontally here, so it will give you some sort of curve, isn't it? That is called level curve. We don't know about the what shape of the object is, but we definitely get a curve that is called level curve, right? So I can represent that level curve
Hmm.
on xy plane. I'm not sure what is the shape of the level curve, but it can be anything that can be represented in xy plane. So this is level curve. Okay, you can give the mapping. So this diagram, this level curve is represented in xy plane. Okay. Now the question is, how would we represent the equation of level curve? Equation of level curve can be represented in terms of parametric form, like x of t and y of t. Right? We can represent the level curve in parametric form, x of t comma y of y
Hmm.
y of t. Right? And these 2 points satisfy the level curve because we
Hmm.
cannot
Yeah.
know whether it is circle, what kind of level curve is. Even we can represent anything, any curve in parametric form. Do you agree with this? What is the parametric form of the circle?
Yeah.
What is the parametric form of the circle?
Parametric form of the circle would be, like, I mean, the normal form is x square plus y
That
square.
is standard
Would be
equation.
x by t the whole square plus y
But
by t the whole square.
No, no, no. What you are talking? So parametric form of the circle is x is equal to a cos theta, or a x is equal to a cos t. You can say, and y is equal to a cos t.
hmm.
Right? That is the parametric form of the circle. So similarly, we can
Yeah,
write. Are you getting that? Where a is the radius.
yeah, yeah.
Let me write everything what I'm speaking. You guys sometimes give zero change. Zero change expression on your face. X is equal to a cos t, y is equal to a sin t, right? So this is the parametric form of the circle where a is radius. Is that clear now? So we can represent any level curve in terms of parametric form. So that is basically the function in terms of t, the third variable. Okay. So what is the independent variable here? What is the independent variable?
T, T.
And what is x and y?
T is intermediate variable.
Perfect. So t is independent variable and x comma y are intermediate variable. Okay. So if I put this x of t comma y of t inside the function, right? This will satisfy this. Okay. It represent a level curve is equal to c is certain height from like the certain value of c basically, right? Are you getting? The level curve is cut at certain height at regular interval. So
Yeah,
c is basically that height we are talking about. So if I substitute or plug these parametric equations of the level curve inside the function, what it will give us? It will give us the c value, right? Because see z where the function, see this is equal to z, right? Can you see that? F of x comma y is equal to z, right? F of x comma y is equal to z. If I'm plugging x of t, y of t inside the function, what is z is? Z will be some height, some constant height, right? So that constant height is basically c, what I'm
yeah,
taking here. So how do we obtain, see the whole idea is based on how do we obtain level curve. We obtain level curve by cutting the object at certain height, horizontally obviously. Are you getting that? So that certain height is basically length c.
yeah.
Are you getting what I'm saying here? Should I make it more interesting? Mano, I understood that the expression of Mano is completely blank. Okay, fine. So,
What is this called, sir?
I kind of got it, but
yeah, yeah. Which,
I want to Google some 3D images of this. What is
yeah, yeah.
the concept we are learning? What is it called?
Yeah, good question. See, we are finding the equation of tangent plane. Okay? We are finding the equation of tangent
Hmm.
plane,
Yeah,
right?
hmm,
Where
plane.
the tangent plane is drawn on the
When
surface.
we are given what? We are finding the equation of tangent plane
That what
when
I'm
we are given
explaining
what?
you. That what I'm explaining you. I'll come to that
Okay.
by giving some relation here. I'm
Okay.
coming to that topic basically. But at least what I'm saying about level curve and height, the parametric, at least are you getting those
Yeah,
things?
that is fine, sir. That is fine.
Cool. So now,
Yeah, that
yeah,
is
okay.
fine.
Now
Yeah.
stick with me. You will come up with some uh, shocking expressions. Okay, that will shock you. Okay, now I think they was lost. Hello, hello, hello.